Greetings, class, and welcome back. This is Chapter 6 in the Jackson practice case, and I'm going to walk through some of these practice transactions that you're going to have here in this case. So to start with, I've opened the Chapter 6 segment of the book, and we're going to go through the purchase order section. Now, the chapters are laid out like this. 6 is purchase orders, 7 is sales, and 8 is payroll. So, to start with, they're going to have you prepare a purchase order, and they give you this information here to indicate what should be in it. Now, this is something we started in class, and it's not, I don't think we got all the way through it. But if you look at this reference material link here, you will see a step-by-step process. And that's what I like about this QuickBooks book. It really does this a lot. So in the purchase order window, you prepare these purchase orders for inventory purchases. No accounting entry is made at this point. You are basically a purchase order does not, because a purchase order is an authorization to purchase. It is not a purchase. So when we go through this process, we're actually setting up the authorization to make this purchase. So you'll see all of these steps are lined out. Now, when we go back to the book itself, it tells us here, let's see if I can zoom in on this a little bit. Well, anyway, so it says here to use Google Chrome in incognito mode and process the first purchase order. And they give us the vendor, date, the PO number, and so on. And they give us the product and SKU, and then they give us the description of it and the rate that we're charging. So if we go back to what we were working on here in the QuickBooks window, oh, I'm not right. I'm still in the book. All right, here's what I want. In QuickBooks, we're going to create, anytime we're going to add, we're going to do a purchase order. Now, if one thing I have to remind you about with purchase orders or with anything is when you come into this screen, make sure that you change the date. The date will default to whatever today's real date is, but we have a date that they want us to use in the book. So we need to go back to the transaction, which happens on January 10th, 2023, purchase order 5877. Okay, so let's go back here to a purchase order, and we'll put the date in as January 10th, 2023. At 2023. Now, the thing is that this purchase order needs to be on this date in order for these transactions or these entries to show up in the reports we're going to run. Purchase order number 5877. Vendor is Omni. Omni Incorporated. And it's being shipped to us, Jackson Supply. And the first item that we have, I believe, is item 114. It is 114, 15 units. So 114, and the description is, remember, we don't want to put a category in here. We want an item. So where it says category, you don't want to use that. You want to use the item details. The item is what we want, and that's what is in the price list. So 114, soap box of 50, and the quantity is 15. Okay. And then we have the next line, product 117.10. We have 10 items. We have product 117 with 10 items. Okay. So 117. And that is going to be, I think, Shoe Shine Kit. Or no, hand lotion, I'm sorry. So we get 10 of those. And the total then is 407.25. And when we look back here, this is what the invoice or what the purchase order should look like when we're done. And since our purchase order looks like this, we can just click Save, and save and close. Okay. So that's it for practice transaction number 1 with entering a purchase order. So when I come back over here to QuickBooks, I'm just going to say save and close because that is good. Then for the next transaction, we're going to have a similar thing. Now, if you need to review the purchase order after you do the transaction, you can do that and edit it. But you will need to do that in the purchase order window. And you can get to that window through either adding or going back into the general control panel where you have the different options to adjust the settings and so on. Okay, so this gives you instructions if you want to go back and review the purchase order. You can click on expenses and bills and select the range and then review the information on the screen for the purchase order. Okay, the second practice transaction is a purchase order with a different item cost other than standard. So we're going to look at this one, and this is purchase order 5878 with American Linen Supply on January 13th. So let's go back to QuickBooks, and we're going to create a purchase order. And notice now, after you put the first date in, that the second date that you enter, or the second transaction you enter, will copy that first date. This makes it a little easier if you are doing these transactions one right after the other. The actual purchase order date is January the 13th, and we're going to go to American Linen. and that's American Linen Supply. And we have that information. The purchase order number is correct. So when we go down here to the items, we want to look back at the instructions. It says we are going to get a queen sheet set, and the rate's going to be $22.75. And we're going to get a standard comforter, and the rate's $31.50. Now, these amounts are going to be different from the standard item amount, or standard price. But anyway, so let's go ahead and do that. And note here, because the transaction is for shipment of inventory at prices different than the standard price, default information must be changed. This is a one-time change in the purchase prices of these inventory items. So you're not going to make this last forever. You're just going to do it this one time. And so the prices we want to set are $22.75 for the sheet set and $31.50 for the comforter. Going back to QuickBooks, we have the Queen sheet set number, 105. And in this case, it says $26.50, but remember, we're changing that for this one transaction, which is going to be $22.75, because we're getting 25 of those. So we have 227.75 and a quantity that we're going to get. It's 25. So we have 25 items at $22.75, and that's $568.75. The next item will be standard comforter number 109. So we go back to do that entry. Let's go back here. There we go. So we have, what is going on? Okay, 109 here is a standard comforter. And the price is 35 here, but it should be 31.50. And the number is going to change from just one to multiple units. Sorry, not that, this. So we're going to have 20 units at $31.50. All right. $20 here. Now we have a total for the purchase order of $1198.75. And we compare our data with what we show here in this book or in the chapter, and everything matches up, so we can do a save and close on this transaction. Okay, in the next video, I'll go through the receipt of products on the purchase orders, but that basically we set up 2 purchase orders, and then we'll come back and do the rest in Chapter 6 soon. Take care. Have a great day.